If you're looking to gather information from the Google Search Console with respect to what queries work well for your website, you need to be the owner or at least have admin privileges. Now, in order to verify yourself as the owner, there are multiple ways that you can do so. The most common and recommended way is the DNS method. Now, this does not work for a lot of people, and here's why. We're going to show you different ways to verify ownership on Google Search Console. Let's begin. So with website ownership, what you're essentially telling Google Search Console is that you are the owner of the website, and it's okay to give you all the information that it has or it collates from Google Search, so that you can look at search queries, you can look at any issue that your website has when it gets indexed on the website. So one of the main reasons that Google verifies ownership before showing you any data is because the Google Search Console displays your website's relationship with the search engine. What kind of queries are being sent to your website? What crawling issues is Google noticing with your website? If there's any issues with page load speeds or whatever, this is something that gets highlighted in Search Console. So it's essential for you, if you're running a website based on any platform for that matter, it's essential for you to verify your ownership here. Now, the DNS method is the most common way to verify ownership, but for some reason, if it is not working for you, here are different methods that can help you verify your WordPress website ownership. Now, I'm saying WordPress here specifically because there are multiple ways that you can verify. Now, HTML file is a recommended method for Search Console, but it won't work on WordPress since you don't really have access to the root folder on WordPress that easily. If you have a custom website that's self-hosted, you can use the HTML file method. HTML tag is the other most common method, where in the home page you can add a meta tag which will allow Google Search Console to verify ownership. Now, since these are slightly difficult ways of verifying, let's start with something easier. And this is the Google Analytics way of verifying. So when it comes to verifying your ownership in Google Search Console, I'd want you to use the URL prefix method. For this, you will need to be signed in from the Google account that is associated with Google Analytics. Now, if you've already set up Google Analytics on your WordPress website, this would be easier. In case you haven't, I will add a video in the description to help you go ahead and configure Google Analytics for your WordPress. So in order to verify using Google Analytics, in the URL prefix tab, I'd want you to put in your website URL, and this needs to be the full URL with the HTTPS. And that's it. Now Google will run a verification check to see if the Google account that you're currently using has been linked with the Google Analytics account for the website that you have just inputted. And just like that, the ownership gets auto-verified. Now, as long as your Google account is connected to Google Analytics, your Search Console will remain verified. You can also use more than a single method for ownership verification, and that is something that we would recommend. So let's go ahead and do one more method for it. Say, for example, if you have not set up Google Analytics and you would want to set up Google Analytics, Google Search Console, and even Google Ads for that matter, here's the next way of verifying it. For this, Google has a plugin on WordPress which will help you. The plugin is called SiteKit. Now, it's Google's official WordPress plugin. You can download it from Google's website. You can download it from WordPress as well, upload it manually, or simply go to plugins in your WordPress panel and search for it. Now in SiteKit, the first thing that it does is it sets up Google Analytics. Now, in case you have not set it up, this is another process that you can use to set up Google Analytics, and can also proceed with verifying it with Search Console. Now, most people will use other plugins. I think Monster Plugins is the one that I'd used to set up Google Analytics with my website. Now, SiteKit is another alternative. Just ensure that you're using the correct Google account to set it up. Now, when you're installing SiteKit, you're giving it 4 permissions in particular. So, you're giving it the permission to download your Google Analytics data, which it will download to show it to you in the WordPress panel itself. You're giving it an access to view your Google Tag Manager container. So, this is where you're going to put in tags for, say, Search Console or even ads for that matter. You can also manage your Search Console data from WordPress itself. So this works out as one plugin that will give you access to your Google Analytics, your Google Search Console, and even your Google Tag Manager. So once you give it the required permissions, it would verify you. In my case, just because I've verified it using Google Analytics, it shows that I'm already verified. In case you're not, it will set up analytics for you first and then verify you. At the same time, you can also turn on metrics in the dashboard itself. So in the Sidekick dashboard, you will be able to see all your Google account related data right there. In this case, since my website was added to Search Console, it shows that it's already added. But in case you're doing this for the first time, this is how it will get added to the Search Console. Also offering me to set up Google Analytics. Now because I've already done it, I'm skipping this step, but you can proceed with it if you have it. So as you can see, Search Console has been set up. Analytics, of course, it's pending because I have already done it separately using a different plugin, and Page Speed Insight are also set up. So once that's set up, you can go to the Sidekick that's visible in the control panel on WordPress, and this will give you a fair idea of your website. So give you an idea of data from your Search Console, and if you have set up your analytics using Sidekick, you'll also see details right here. As you can see, it broadly splits data in between in traffic, which is what's coming in from Google search, and you can check the full report in Search Console. Content, which is basically analytics to see how your content is doing. Page Speed Insights, which will help to ensure that your page has a very good user experience, and monetization. So this is a very useful plugin, and you can use this to verify your ownership on Search Console.